Diageo, one of the world's largest drinks companies. They connected Salesforce to SAP using SAP's own integration tool. SAP sued them. The penalty? $68 million. Not for piracy, not for hacking, for letting their sales team access data through a third-party system. This is SAP Indirect Access. And if your company connects any external system to SAP, you could be sitting on a ticking time bomb right now. I'm Shubh, the license nerd, and this is the SAP ELP episode that could save your company millions. SAP licensing is built on named users. Every person who touches SAP needs a license. But here's where it gets insane. SAP has over 40 different named user license types. They range from professional at $4,600 per user, all the way down to employee self-service at around $200. That's a 23x cost difference. And if you don't assign a license type to a user, SAP automatically defaults them to professional, the most expensive one, every single time. The math that keeps SAP customers awake at night. A company with 2,000 SAP users. Because nobody optimized classifications, all 2,000 default to professional. 800 should be limited professional. 700 should be employee self-service. The waste? $6.6 million per year. Just from wrong license types. No piracy. No hacking. Just wrong checkboxes. Now the real nightmare. Indirect access. Before 2018, SAP's rule was simple and devastating. If any external system reads or writes SAP data, every user of that external system needs a SAP named user license. Your website has 10,000 customers placing orders that flow into SAP. 10,000 professional licenses. Your IoT sensors send data to SAP. Every device counts. Your CRM with 5,000 sales reps connects to SAP for pricing. 5,000 licenses. The Diageo case proved SAP would enforce this. $68 million proved it. In 2018, SAP introduced Digital Access. Instead of licensing every indirect user, you license by document type. 9 document types: sales orders, purchase orders, service confirmations, invoices, and more. You buy a volume of documents upfront and pay maintenance on top. Sounds better, right? Here's the trap. Once you commit to a document volume, you can never reduce it. It's a one-way ratchet. And if you underestimate, you pay list price for overages. If you overestimate, you're locked into paying for documents you'll never create. SAP designed this so you can never win. Here's what makes the SAP ELP the hardest ELP to build. SAP gives you tools called USMM and LAW. They sound helpful. They're not. These tools were built for SAP's benefit, not yours. USMM measures your system and LAW consolidates the data. But neither tool shows you usage data. They can't tell you which users are inactive. They can't tell you if a professional user only does employee-level tasks. They show what's allocated, not what's needed. SAP takes the LAW output as is for true-ups. No optimization, no questions, just a bill. Step 1 of your SAP ELP. Entitlement analysis. Gather every SAP contract, amendment, and order form your company has ever signed. SAP contracts accumulate over decades. Mergers bring additional contracts. Migrations change terms. You need to know exactly what named user types you're entitled to, what packages you own, what indirect access rights exist in your agreements, and critically, whether you have any legacy clauses that protect you from digital access pricing. I've seen companies discover contract clauses from 2005 that saved them $12 million in an audit. Step 2. User classification audit. This is where the money is. Export every user from every SAP production system. Determine what transactions they actually execute when they last logged in and what roles are assigned. The typical finding: 30 to 40% of professional users should be downgraded. In a 5,000 user environment, reclassifying 30% saves $6.9 million annually. This single step pays for your entire ELP program 10 times over. Step 3. Inactive user harvesting. SAP environments accumulate zombie users like a graveyard. Employees leave. Contractors finish. Roles change. But the licenses stay allocated. Best practice. Any user inactive for 90 days gets flagged. 120 days, their license is revoked and returned to the pool. The industry average? 15 to 25% of SAP licenses are allocated to users who haven't logged in for over 6 months. On a 3,000 user estate, that's 450 to 750 wasted licenses. At an average of $2,000 each, you're burning $900,000 to $1.5 million annually on ghost users. Step 4. The Indirect Access Assessment. This is the $68 million question. Map every single system that connects to SAP. Your CRM, your website, your mobile apps, your IoT platforms, your EDI connections, your middleware. For each connection, determine: does it read SAP data in real time? Does it write data to SAP? How many users does the external system have? Could any of those users be covered by existing direct licenses? A proper indirect access map typically reveals 3 to 5 connections that nobody in IT even knew existed. Each one is a potential multi-million-dollar audit finding. Step 5. The Digital Access Decision. If you're on the legacy model, you need to calculate both scenarios. Scenario A. License all indirect users as named users under your current contract. Scenario B. Move to digital access and pay per document. Here's the critical analysis. Count how many documents each connected system creates per year. Multiply by SAP's per document pricing. Compare to the named user cost for all indirect users. But remember, digital access is a one-way door. Once you switch, you cannot go back. And document volumes tend to grow. If your business is expanding, you could be locking yourself into exponentially increasing costs. The S/4HANA Migration Trap. This is SAP's masterstroke. If you're migrating from ECC to S/4HANA, SAP forces you onto digital access. There is no legacy option for new S/4HANA purchases. And here's the devastating part. Your historical ECC document volumes may not predict S/4HANA volumes. S/4HANA processes documents differently. Integrations change. Automation increases document creation. Companies that estimated based on ECC history have found themselves 50 to 200% over their committed volumes within 18 months. Locked in, paying overages at list price. No escape. Let me show you a complete SAP ELP case study. A manufacturing company. 4,000 SAP users across 12 production systems. 7 external systems connected to SAP including Salesforce, a customer portal, and an EDI platform. SAP audit demand, $22 million. $14 million for indirect access through the customer portal with 60,000 users. $5 million for user classification violations. $3 million for package compliance gaps. Their ELP revealed the truth. The customer portal only created purchase orders. Under digital access pricing, 60,000 portal users creating an average of 2 orders per year equaled 120,000 documents. Cost under digital access, $1.2 million, not $14 million. The user classification audit found 1,200 professional users who only ran reports. Reclassified to limited professional. Savings of $3.8 million. Inactive user harvest recovered 412 licenses worth $820,000. And the package compliance gap? Their 2008 contract included a clause covering the specific modules SAP flagged. 0 additional cost. Final result. SAP demanded $22 million. After building a proper ELP, actual liability $1.2 million for digital access adoption. Net savings from optimization, $4.6 million per year ongoing. The ELP didn't just defend against the audit. It generated positive ROI. They went from owing $22 million to saving $4.6 million annually. That's a $26.6 million swing. From one ELP project that took 8 weeks. Your 4-week SAP ELP action plan. Week 1. Run USMM across all production systems. Export users with last login dates and license types. Flag inactive users over 90 days. Week 2. Map your integration landscape. Document every system connected to SAP and its user population. Week 3. Gather all SAP contracts. Build your entitlement register. Look for legacy clauses and protective provisions. Week 4. Build reconciliation. Named user gap analysis. Indirect access exposure. Digital access comparison. Produce your traffic light ELP report. The 5 critical mistakes that destroy SAP ELPs. 1. Trusting USMM and LAW as optimization tools. They're audit tools for SAP, not for you. 2. Ignoring indirect access until an audit arrives. By then, you're already non-compliant. 3. Rushing into digital access without modeling growth. The one-way ratchet will punish you. 4. Not checking historical contracts for protective clauses. Legacy agreements often contain goldmine provisions. 5. Treating SAP ELP as a one-time project. SAP environments change monthly. Users join, leave, change roles. Systems get connected. Your ELP must be continuous. SAP is the most complex licensing environment in enterprise software. 40+ user types. Indirect access rules that can turn a simple CRM integration into a $68 million liability. Digital access pricing that locks you in forever. And audit tools designed to maximize what you owe, not minimize what you spend. But companies with a proper SAP ELP reduce audit exposure by 60 to 90% and cut annual licensing costs by 20 to 40%. 22 million became 1.2 million because they had the data, they had the ELP. Build yours before SAP's measurement team arrives. Because with S/4HANA migrations accelerating, they're coming for everyone. I'm Shubh, the license nerd. Subscribe and share this with every SAP basis administrator and CIO you know. Next episode, we tackle Flexera and ServiceNow ELPs. See you there.